today, okay? I don't know how many people I'm going to get live in the room. Sorry, I'm kind of sitting on my bed here. The vampires and daywalkers hate each other. I don't know how many people we're going to get live in the room. We're going to have two piles, okay, guys? Two piles today, guys. And we're going to start off by going over a little bit of what's been going on in your life so you know you're in the right pile. And then we're going to get into what's coming up, okay? So we're gonna start with pile one here. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, okay, guys? Let me turn on the TV, okay? I don't know how long this reading is gonna be, okay? But we're gonna get into it because I'm definitely feeling like, and excuse my parents, okay, guys? I definitely am feeling like shifts in the atmosphere. Okay, a lot of stuff coming up for a lot of people. As a collective, we are all united. We are all connected. So as one person shifts, we are all shifting, okay? So we're going to get into pile one. I'm going to just pick the cards. I'm just going to shuffle the cards. I have the cards here, guys, okay? Just going to pick the cards. I'm going to shuffle them up for pile one. And I'm not doing any set number of cards, okay, guys? I'm just going with whatever spirit wants to get out, okay? And we got pile two here. And this is what's coming up in the next 24 hours. Pile one and pile two. What's coming up in the next 24 hours. And I'm going to show you the cards. But, I'm just crowning energy for the readings. Okay, so we have all the cards picked. Okay. So this is pile one right here. Pile one. And this is pile two. So sorry I don't have like a good setup here, guys, okay? This is pile one, and this is pile two. Okay? Pile one is the blue celestial background, and pile two is the lover's oracle background. And we're gonna get into it. Okay, so let's start with pile one. I'm gonna set aside pile two. I want to start with pile two because it looks so interesting with this lover's oracle. So if you're part of pile, if you pick pile two, I'm gonna start with you because whatever's coming in, it looks really interesting to me. So I'm gonna set aside pile one for now, okay? And forgive me, pile one, okay? We're gonna get to you, okay? Because I know you have interesting stuff coming up too. So pile one. If you're part of pile one, you may have been hanging out with your friends recently. A lot. We have the three tops here. More friends coming in for you. I don't know if it's specifically three people here. A group of three. I know it doesn't have to be exactly three people, but I am sort of getting... Sorry, there's noise outside, guys. Okay, just ignore it. I am sort of getting that message here that there's three people. It could be three or more, though. And, if you haven't been hanging out with friends recently, pile two, okay, maybe you have this coming up. But this energy, you can feel this coming in for you. This is not just going to be like brand new energy where it's like this, I'm just hanging out with all these friends all of a sudden out of nowhere, This has been coming in for a while, okay? This friend energy, this, sort of soul tribe. You may have reconnected with someone from your past recently or someone that you lost touch with or maybe old cousins or... just old friends. You may have reconnected with them. And I'm seeing here you guys going out and having fun together. What I'm seeing in the next 24 hours here. So, this is energy you can definitely call in and bring into yourself. If you have been talking to friends lately, you can definitely make arrangements to go out because this will be a really good time to go out in the next 24 hours. Because you're going to have a really great time with this lightness of being cards. It's going to be fun and giggles and, champagne maybe, or, whatever you like to do, bowling. I don't know. The weekend is coming up. Timing is fluid, so, this is a great time to go out with friends. I'm seeing for the next 24 hours for your pile two. You have a really good time, okay? you know, this is Venus and Libra energy, this lightness of being card here too. So there could be some light flirtation, because Venus and Libra energy is very flirty. This is double Venus energy, Venus and Libra, you see here. So this could be a very flirtatious time. Even if it's just amongst friends, you can be flirtatious with your friends. You know what I mean? It can be a very just like light flirtatious time, with your friends coming up in the next 24 hours for you too. So that looks really nice. I mean, I don't know exactly. It seems like your life has been headed in this direction. Okay. Maybe you're already in this energy and maybe you just are going to get more of it. But if you're just heading towards this energy, it looks like it's coming in for you, in the next 24 hours, maybe this weekend, but very, very soon here. You know, um, it is the Three of Cups, the Three of Emotions here. So it could be sharing an emotional bond with your friends. And you can facilitate this, even if it's not going out through phone calls, through text messages and emails and FaceTime and, home visits, however you'd like to communicate with your friends, whether it's over the computer or the telephone or however you like to do it, you know, um, I'm just seeing not only is it going to be a very light, bubbly, fun time, flirty even, but the deep emotional bonding, the deep emotional connecting that you've probably been yearning for, needing, and wanting, and you're going to be reminded of why God gave us friends, why friends were put here, and it's for this fun energy, it's for this light energy, but also for this deep emotional bonding and connecting that's going on in this card, so this is what I'm seeing coming up for you, pile 2, in the next 24 hours here. Okay. We do have, many more cards here. So we're going to get through it all. We have the Judgment card. Okay. So this might be a call to action, a rebirth, some kind of wake up call, some kind of call to action. Let's pull some more. Let's see some more cards and see what comes out. You could be going through a personal rebirth here, personally and in your friend group, is what I'm seeing. Um, you could be going through a personal awakening, a personal rebirth, even like a step up, because judgment can call people upwards, sort of like onwards and upwards, she might being called upwards. You see how she has this little bugle here in her hands. This little angel she's big, this earth angel. She has this angel. She has this bugle here in her hands. You might be calling onwards and upwards here. And this could be in any setting. This could be in a relationship, at a job, with your friends, with your family, with your children. You know, um, you could be being called into motherhood or fatherhood, or could be called up in your job, a position up in your job, or in a relationship. You could be being called up in your relationship, through engagement or marriage, or something is calling you upwards here. And you may have been feeling this for a while here, this pull, the shift, being called upwards, with this Judgment card here. Because this is just what I'm picking up intuitively from the card and from the meaning of the card, okay? So not only do we have this light friendship energy coming, emotional bonding, and this sort of flirtatious energy coming in between friends, but we have you being called, and this is going to cause like a rebirth or a real in your life. Maybe you felt this energy already. Okay. And if you're in my pile 2, you should have been feeling this energy already, but this might literally be like a call. You might get a phone call where it's like someone's calling you upwards and onwards in some sort of way. And like I said, that could be in any area. We are going to look at the other cards and see maybe what it could be about more specifically. but it could be relationship, like I said, family, friends, or we did get friendship cards here already. Um, this could be with your personality, like with this Venus and Libra, your love language. It says lightness of being, card number 18. And she's just in a very light energy. It's very springtime, very fresh. This could be just like a rebirth with your personality as far as being more youthful and fresh and, flirtatious and sexy. And, it'd be called to be in this sort of light, airy energy here that we have here with this Venus and Libra. You know, maybe in your relationship or with your friends, you might be being called into this more flirtatious, light energy, maybe that's what it is, but it could be being called up in any area of your life here, guys. We are gonna look at the other cards here and see what else is going on, but we have sharing tales of love and romance, card number 11. And this is Lilith and Gemini, another air sign. Okay, so it's very light, airy energy coming in for you. And the Three of Cups is a very light, airy card, So you have two air signs and the Three of Cups. So definitely a much lighter energy, okay? A much lighter energy. You're going to feel this weight being lifted off your shoulders in the next 24 hours, okay? With this light energy coming in with Libra and Gemini, okay? And it says sharing tales of love and romance. So this is definitely like a passionate or lovers type of card. For the lovers, if you're in a relationship, I see you staying up all hours into the night talking and sharing secrets and just enjoying each other's presence, enjoying each other's company here. And you may even have an audience here. I know we did talk about the friendship cards a little bit. So it sort of looks like there's like friends in the background a little bit. But you two are, sort of behind this curtain, behind this veil. And it is a very personal moment. So I do sort of see that sharing this intimate moment, this very comfortable moment with a lover. But you may have a bit of an audience here, Um, and this could be your friend group that you have coming in. Um, but yeah, it sounds really nice, you guys. Sounds, really fun. It was really fun. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this, you guys. I can't believe this. We have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands. Wow. So we had the Judgment card, and we did talk about being called up in some area of your life, and maybe that was your relationship, possibly an engagement or marriage. And then here we have the Four of Wands, right, which is like the marriage card. Some people say it's the home card, but it could be both. It could be a new home or something like that. But I do see an elevation here with the Judgment and with the Four of Wands, where it is almost like there's some sort of engagement, or if not an engagement, at least a commitment or a recommitment happening here. Do you know what I mean? Even on maybe an anniversary or something, or something coming up that's very special where you recommit or re-elevate in your relationship with each other with this Four of Wands and Judgment card here. And then we also have this sharing tales of love and romance. So it's very special. It could be a very special day or night where you recommit with your loved one. Maybe your friends are around. Maybe you have a couple of friends around. And you just stay up all night talking, and recommitting to each other and getting to that next level. I see you two getting to that next level together. So let's see the next cards. I see it's going to be a fun next 24 hours for you, okay? And I'm glad we got to pile 2 first before pile 1, because I could tell right away from the cards that they have something going on, I think we could all tell from that. But we have the Wheel of Fortune now. Look at this, guys. Wow. Oh my goodness. The Wheel of Fortune. Wow. So yeah. Oh my goodness. Everything is coming up pile 2, you guys. Everything's coming up daisies for you, pile 2. Now we have the Wheel of fortune. So things are starting to move in your favor. You're starting to see things move in your favor. You're starting to see things move in your favor. Your friends, your family, you're bonding. It's light, it's flirty, it's deep, it's passionate, things are just moving in your favor, I really see an elevation here with this judgment card, okay? And things going in your favor, okay, with this wheel of fortune. So this is very exciting. We have three more cards here, okay? So let's take a look at them. We have the Knave of Air, okay? This is the Knight of Air. And I do see he's like in a sort of like a car outfit, like a auto mechanic's outfit. So maybe you have something going on with your car. Maybe you're gonna need to see an auto mechanic in the next 24 hours. But I don't want you to be too down about that because the energy here is so positive. And if you do need to see an auto mechanic, and again, this is air energy, air element, okay? If you do need to see an auto mechanic in the next 24 hours, it's not going to be this like heavy, dense, toxic, sort of negative experience. It's going to be very light and airy and fun. Okay, I know you're like, what are you talking about, Brandy? Like fun, the auto mechanic. I mean, it's not going to be the tension and the anxiety that normally comes with the auto mechanic, okay? It's not going to be like that. But aside from this auto mechanic outfit, we have the Knave of Air here. It's the Knight of Air, the Knight of Swords. And this is talking about fast-moving energy, the Knight of Swords, okay? So the next 24 hours could be like a whirlwind, You hear people talk about, oh, we had a whirlwind romance, or this weekend was just such a whirlwind, It could be like that. It could be like the next 24 hours could be like a whirlwind for you, okay? And I really am picking up on that energy very strongly in your reading here, where it's just like this amazing next 24 hours where it's just like a whirlwind. And then we have the confession card that we saw on the bottom of the deck here, and it says, I want to be different. Yeah. So I know this story isn't about this auto mechanic, right? But maybe that's what you're dealing with the next 24 hours. You have to. But if you are, just a side note, he does want it to be a different experience for you than the usual car appointment, okay? He does want it to be different. But moving along with the story, and I think this appointment with this auto mechanic, if you do have that coming up in the next 24 hours, will be different from other ones, okay? It will be much lighter, much breezier, Um, so this card, I want to be different. This is part of the Love's Oracle Confession card, okay? So this might be one of the confessions that your lover is making to you in front of in front of your friends here. I mean, he's talking to you behind this curtain here, but I don't know how much they can hear or not, but he's talking to you, and this is maybe what he's saying here. I want to be different, I want this relationship to be different. I know every other relationship for you has always ended, and I want to be different. I want to, I don't want this to end, I don't want it to be like every other relationship that has always ended, I want this to be different. I want to be different. He wants to be different for real, guys. So that might be a little bit about what he's saying to you, along with a lot of other stuff. I'm seeing a lot of stuff he's saying to you here, okay? But maybe that's one of the things he's saying to you. I want to be different. And if it's a female, maybe that's what she's saying to you as well. I want to be different. I don't want to be like the other girls, Like, I don't want to be a slut, a hoe, a gold digger, whatever. And the guy is saying, I don't want to be inconsistent. I don't want to be unreliable, stuff like that. And then the last card that I drew was the Moon card, okay? So this card is very interesting because a lot of times with the Moon card, it can talk about sort of a mental confusion, okay? But with the other cards that we drew being so light and airy, that's not the way I'm gonna read it, okay? Because the cards are just so light and so bright. I mean, we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Four of Wands, the Judgment, Lightness of Being. I mean, the cards were so light, you guys. The Three of Cups was the first card out, okay? So I'm not gonna read it like a mental confusion because the reading is really not heavy at all. Okay, so what happens sometimes with the moon card is it's dark outside and the moon illuminates the darkness. Okay. And we talk about the sun, causing exposure and illuminating things, bringing things to light. But this moon card can illuminate the darkness. Okay. So um the moon can act just like the sun sometimes, it's a luminary too, but it comes out at night. So whatever's been hidden within your relationship, maybe this is part of the elevation, right? Maybe this is part of the step up that you two are going through. Whatever's been hidden in the relationship, the unknown, the uncertainty, the stuff that hasn't been talked about or hasn't been said, it's sort of like that's being, there's a light coming over that mental confusion. There's a light being dawned over that mental confusion, and it's being talked about at this time, okay? And those are the types of things you guys are discussing. And you guys are elevating with this Four of Wands and this Judgment card here and this Three of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune, wow. Wow, I can't believe the Wheel of Fortune came out, guys. Oh my gosh. So it's sort of like a lightness is being brought to the darkness. Whatever hasn't been talked about, I'm just gonna sort of treat this card like a mini sun card right now. It even looks like the sun. It's got little like rays on it, like it would, like the sun would, and most moon cards are just a circle. So it's that's how I'm gonna treat it because the reading is so light, you guys. It's so bright. It's so light. It's so sunny. It's just so positive. So that's how I'm gonna read this card. Like, there is darkness or uncertainty or mental unclarity going on maybe in you in this connection with this person, but so much light is going to be brought to that at this time. Okay, so that was the last card out. So if you've been uncertain in a relationship, because the moon can bring uncertainty, and it's Pisces energy that can definitely bring uncertainty. We know that. If there has been some uncertainty in a relationship, and look at what the way the light is just falling on these animals and stuff, falling over, all of creation at the bottom there, and the clouds are parting here. So if there has been mental unclarity, mental confusion, confusion within the relationship, I mean, there's going to be a little illumination brought to that, okay? This moon card here. I'm going to look at the bottom of the deck card, okay? Oh, wow. With the Knight of Fire. Wow. The Knight of Fire. And it's Sagittarius energy. A lot of fire, a lot of air, a little bit of water with this Pisces element, but, it's bright, it's light, it's fiery, it's passionate, The Knight of Fire, he holds a torch. He rides with a torch. He holds a torch. He or she, this is a woman here, right? Holds a torch for this person, has passion for this person, is excited about this person. I mean, look at the excitement with which she's riding this horse, her butt's in the air. It's not even touching the horse. The horse's feet are running off the ground. They're in a full sprint. There's excitement here. There's passion. There's love. There's energy. And there's real fire. And I think you're gonna see that in the next 24 hours. You're gonna see this from your person. From your guy, your girl. It's very positive, you guys. And I love that the Wheel of Fortune came out because again, everything is turning in your favor here in this relationship. And I'm even seeing healing here amongst your group of friends. You know, your friends are being supportive of this relationship here. Here they are watching you talk to your lover, you know, laughing as you guys talk and tell your stories to each other, you know, because you guys are so funny and cute and charming together. You know, and they love it and they love you guys together and you guys are just having a great time and you're bonding here with this Three of Cups. You know, so it's a very beautiful energy, guys. Very beautiful energy, okay? Um Okay. Let me move on to I'm gonna wrap up the reading for pile two, okay, guys? Thank you so much for watching that reading. I'm so excited for you, babies, okay? I'm so excited for you, okay? Leave your comments and drop below your comments. You know how your 24 hours went and if this is what happened for you and you picked pile two, you know. But this is the energy of the collective that I'm picking up on right now, okay? So we're gonna move on to pile one, which already I can tell has a more serious tone than pile two. Pile two was just so light. Oh my gosh. There's already like more of a seriousness to it, but we're gonna get into it, okay? Okay. So I'm gonna timestamp it. Pile one starts at 26 minutes, about 30 seconds. 26 minutes, 30 seconds. And I don't have a pen. So hopefully I just remember that. About 26 minutes. Okay. So let's start with the first card out here, pile one. And thank you for coming to the reading, okay? I really enjoy your presence here today, okay, guys? Thank you for coming to the reading, supporting the channel. Okay. So we have the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Penties. First card out. So we have a soulmate connection. A soulmate connection. Whoops. A soulmate connection. And this could be anything. This could be, there is a child pictured here. This could be a mother, child. This could be, you know, a long time relationship, you know. This could be two friends, two family members. But we do have a soulmate connection here. Okay. Or it is reciprocal. The feelings are reciprocated. There is an equal give and take, you know. Something where you guys both feel the same about each other, you know. She's giving the apple to the child, you know. And there's a reciprocal relationship because the child brings her so much joy, you know. And they exchange back and forth, you know. So they exchange their joy for one another. She loves the child loves her, you know. So it is a reciprocal relationship. There is an equal give and take. There is a sense of fairness, equality, sharing, giving, receiving, you know, going on in this relationship, you know. So if you're part of pile one, I do see a reciprocal relationship here. And this is the first card out here. So the first card out is very strong, okay? So I do see a reciprocal relationship going on here, okay? And then the next card we have is a confessions card. So this is interesting. It says, I want to make it up to you. I want to make it up to you. That's what it says. I want to make it up to you. So we have somebody here that is in an apologetic stance, you know. Something has happened in the relationship, you know. They weren't there for you. Or, you know, maybe they said something or did something. Did they, you know, regret or consider disrespecting you in some way, you know? And it says, I want to make it up to you, you know? So this reciprocal relationship, and like I said, pile one is heavier than pile two. You know, pile two is so light and it's so joyous and joyful. But pile one, because we switched on the order. Pile one is a little bit heavier, you know. It says, I want to make up to you, and they're really coming in this remorseful, sorry energy. I'm feeling a little bit of heaviness from this card, okay? Whatever they've done, they're in complete remorse for it. and all they want is you back in their life. They just want to make it up to you, because they do consider the relationship to be reciprocal, and they do care for you. And whatever they did, they don't want you to think that they don't care for you, and they want to make it up to you so badly. You might have them blocked, you might have them blocked at this point. Um, but you know, because the Six of Pentacles is coming out and it is a reciprocal energy, I see that door is not like closed like forever. It's not like you have them blocked and it's like it's not like you have them so blocked, but you may have maybe emotionally blocked them. Okay. Um Maybe you didn't block them on all platforms or something and they can't reach you, but you have them emotionally blocked in some way. Okay. um because 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 they're your feeling powers. We have the Sun card. Yeah, Sun. Wow, I was not expecting to see this card. Okay, guys, with how heavy this energy was. So it looks like they have a really surprise for you, actually, because we have these are the cards here, guys. We have a reciprocal relationship, but I want to make it up to you. And this big bright sun. It's like they have this big bright surprise for you, and they're exuberant to give it to you, exuberant about it, because they really want to make this up to you, and they have this big surprise for you with this big bright sun. They have something for you. They have something to give you. They have something for you with this big bright sun here, and this big bright energy they want to give it to you. So the next 24 hours, you could expect some sort of big, shocking apology, surprise from somebody. Maybe a makeup or some sort of makeup of some sort, a big surprise in some way from somebody, that wants to make up with you. It could be a really shocking, a big surprise, they could really shock you here. And this energy is so big and bright, the sun. I do see you accepting this, and the surprise is so big and bold. It's so in your face. Look how bright the sun card is. Like pure yellow. It is such a bold, sort of way to make up with somebody, and it is such a big surprise. Obviously you're so interested and you definitely accept because you do care about this person with this Six of Cups energy here. But they do want to apologize about something and they have a surprise for you. Okay. The next card out we have is the Queen of Gifts. The Queen of Gifts. And this is the Queen of Cups. They might be telling you how nurturing and caring and kind you have been to them. It reminds me of that Rihanna song, Work. Work. And she says, I dealt with you the nicest. I dealt with you the nicest. And you dealt with this person the nicest, bro. I mean, you dealt with them the nicest. And that's what I'm hearing. And they want to tell you how much they appreciate you being so kind to them, so generous and kind with yourself with them, with your emotions and with your soft side, even so kind and gentle with them, gentle with their spirit, gentle with their heart. They want to tell you this, they want to tell you this very badly. We have the Ace of Candles, which is the Ace of Wands. And this could be a new creative spark. Okay, Ace of Wands. A new creative spark, a new passionate spark. This could reignite the passion in the relationship. because this makeup that they have, this makeup session, this is I want to make it up to you. The passion in the relationship could be reignited. Okay, once they come in with all this surprise energy and this telling you about this how you're the queen of cups and stuff, and it could reignite the passion in the relationship. This energy is very beautiful, guys, okay, but it is very different from pile two, okay, because it is, you know, it's not as light and effervescent. It is more heavier and it's very bold. It's very heavy, okay, and the feelings that are in this relationship run so deep, because this soulmate connection, this could link like all the way back to childhood here in this connection. When you get to Six of Cups, or Six of Pentacles, excuse me. When you get to Six of Pentacles, I'm saying Six of Cups. Wow, I'm saying Six of Cups. Wow, it's a Six of Pentacles. That might be a message for somebody. But when you get the Six of Cups, and there's a child here pictured, when you get the Six of Cups, that could be a connection linked all the way back to childhood, bro. So the connection runs very deep here. And the person is feeling very bright and bold about this surprise they have for you, okay? But they are very, in this sort of energy where they just want to make up and they are remorseful. They are remorseful, okay? And the heaviness that this weighs on them, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's very heavy. And you've been so kind to them. You've been so sweet to them. You know, there's just look at this, you guys. Oh, 10 of Cups. Oh, this is Six of Cups. We have a 10 of Cups here. Wow. Look at this, a 10 of Cups. Yeah, so you could be on the 10 of Cups with them. And we do have the sun here. And we do have the sun here with this 10 of Cups. You could be in the 10 of Cups with them after this passion reignites and everything. You could be in this like top of the mountain peak moment, like a type of happiness with them. You could be creating a baby here. You could be having baby making like passion, going on here in the next 24 hours. This could be a really passionate and joyous and long awaited reunion here, like baby making love and stuff like that. And we have the Seven of Cups. They could be telling you about how you're their fantasy, or even you could be telling them too how they're your fantasy. You guys could be, because it is a Six of Pentacles relationship, it is an equal relationship, equal give and take here, equal emotions. You could be telling each other how you're each other's fantasies with that Seven of Cups here, how you daydream about each other and how you've been fantasizing about the other person and how you've been waiting for them to return. They could be telling this to you and you could be saying this to them too, okay? You could be sharing your emotions with each other, And we have the Knight of Wands here. Wow. I think we got the Knight of Wands in the other deck too. I think it was the bottom of the energy. And we have so this Knight coming out twice. I mean, it's a different Knight. Once, twice. It's a different deck is what I mean. Definitely check out both piles, guys. Because the Knight of Wands coming out at the end for both piles. At the end of the reading. This guy's coming out for both piles. And this is the passionate Knight, right? So he brings in all the passion and excitement and and you see how sexy he is here. It could be a woman too. It could be a woman. She could be very sexy, but he or she is very sexy. You're very attracted to this person. Or they're very attracted to you. Because again, it's a Six of Pentacles sort of relationship where you both feel that attraction for each other, But they could be admiring your body. You could be admiring their body, feeling all that passion and igniting, reigniting, Um, so under the deck energy, we have is the Emperor. So yeah, this just like confirms for me the heaviness and the weight of this relationship. Okay, because pile two got like the lightness of being and stuff like that, like these very light, airy cards. And this pile is like a little bit heavier. And then the last card on the bottom of the deck we have is the Emperor, which is so heavy. He's the Emperor, he's heavy. He has a lot of weight. And even look at his body, it's thick, it's heavy, it's big. It's huge, it's huge. He's always huge, you know. And the weight of this relationship, bro. This relationship is dense. It goes deep. The roots are deep. Okay, the emotions are deep here. Okay, the density of this relationship. This relationship ain't going nowhere. Its foundation is rooted and grounded with this Emperor card. Okay, and I could even see you guys making plans together in the next 24 hours because the Emperor makes plans, to what does he make plans to, like invade countries and stuff, I don't know. Build stuff, build castles and stuff. I don't know what his plans are here, right? But I see you two making plans together. It's like we've been apart for so long, and now that we did make up, all I want to do is make plans for the future because I want to make sure we're in the future together and that we have plans because I don't want to lose you again. I don't want to separate like that again. And you guys start making plans and you're fantasizing and you're dreaming together and you're fantasizing about building homes together and, going into careers together and businesses and family and kids and pets and relationships and doggies and you're making plans together. You're making all these plans. It could even just be like weekend plans or something, like let's go out this weekend or something. But you're making plans here together because it's like we just reconnected and let's continue this. Let's make plans into the future. And the Emperor, doesn't just make weekend plans here. These aren't just weekend plans, okay? Honestly, these are like long-term plans. He's stable. He's foundational. He's long-term. He's steady. He's secure. He's solid. He's rock solid. You two are rock solid, making plans for the future here, okay? But yes, of course, weekend plans too. Of course. All right, guys. So I know that was waiting for pile one. I know we flip flopped the piles today. I hope that wasn't too confusing for you. I think the pile switch started around 26 minutes. So pile two was the beginning, and pile one started at 26 minutes. So thank you so much for coming to this your next 24 hours reading. I hope you enjoyed and I love you so much. Okay, bye.